In African language, apartheid means separateness. In South Africa, it grew to be a system of governance that discriminated against black South Africans. Nelson Mandela and such people as Ahmed Kathrada fought long and hard against this discrimination. From 1948 until early 1994, apartheid was made law in South Africa, even though it's considered to have a violation of international law. The idea of ground apartheid was essentially one of the political separation, while petty apartheid had more to do with the segregation. People in South Africa were segregated into categories of white, black, colored, and Indian. In 1958, blacks were deprived of their citizenship. There were separate schools, buses, shops, and hospitals for black and colored people, and the service available were well under the standard provided of the minority whites. Even laws were different. A black man found raping a white woman, for example, could accept years in prison, whereas a white man raping a black woman would probably charge a small fine. The black and colored people of South Africa protest against this inequality, led by the likes of Nelson Mandela and Ahmed Kathrada. Most of the initial protests were in the form of passive resistance. On protest against apartheid, Mandela burned his pass. His passes had to be carried by all black men, and they were not allowed to leave their own district without a pass. There was much unrest among the black community when the government tried to force the carrying of passes to include women. Working with the ANC, Nelson Mandela apartheid efforts increased, and he himself began to realize that passive resistance was not winning the fight. Plans were made to bomb places of significance to apartheid, but these were always planned to avoid anyone being hurt or killed. Mandela was tried for treason and at one stage was acquitted. In 1964 though, he was sentenced to life imprisonment. Under apartheid, Mandela served nearly 27 years in prison, but he never gave up the fight. Mandela was imprisoned at Robben Island. He continued his work and teachings. In South Africa and around the world, Nelson Mandela's anti-apartheid messages gained in popularity. There is probably no one who has done so much to end the rule of apartheid as Nelson Mandela. He has been the voice of the people and made the message heard around the world. Certainly Mandela did not act alone, but his voice and action held real power, and the battle was eventually won. Through his release from prison in 1990, Nelson Mandela went to become President of South Africa. Apartheid was officially ended, though there is no doubt that much of the racism is still deeply rooted in the country. While Nelson Mandela is no longer president, he is highly respected and his voice is still heard. As a leader and a peacemaker, Nelson Mandela was the leading force in the battle against apartheid. A battle worth fighting for and a battle won.